Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Asim. I'm working as DevOps engineer. Guys, this is the second part where I'm going to cover the Kubernetes ArgoCD Helm deployment. So, as I already covered in the first demo, the setup of Kine cluster, in this demo, we are going to set up the GitLab runner. So, in the same repo, I've created a directory with the GitLab runner. So, simply you need to navigate to this directory, and in this we have Docker Compose and a Docker file. Other packages what we need are going to be automatically set up. Regarding the packages requirement, I've added all the details like directory, Helm, kubectl, which are needed are going to be automatically set up. So let me show you some of the stuff with Docker Compose, what we are going to do regarding the GitLab runner. So this is the Docker Compose YAML file which we are going to set up the GitLab runner. I'm going to give this a unique name GitLab runner, and the tag is going to be runner because this is going to be now our custom image once we build it with our own Docker file. And this is the binary path of Docker. Instead of installing the Docker, we are going to mount the Docker binary from the host machine inside the container. And for the configuration, I'm going to set up the named Docker volumes, right? And simply we're going to mount the socket as well. So that is it regarding the Docker Compose YAML. And if I navigate to the Docker file, simply click this guy. And from the GitLab runner latest, you can specially, want to give a specific version, you can simply give that version name. But as this is the demo, I'm using the latest, but it is recommended practice to have a specific version of that particular image, right? So as I discussed, the detail I already covered. So these are the packages we need, and it is going to be automatically deployed, right? So I've already taken a shell into my machine. If I do cd, you see I've created a directory, GitLab runner. You either clone the directory or simply copy paste these files. So this is the same Docker Compose YAML file. Let me show you. Let me show you in the VI, right? So this is the same Docker Compose file, right? And this is the Docker file, right? So I'm going to quit, right? So this is the Docker Compose version, right? So if I do Docker Compose project, let's call this project GitLab runner, right? And GitLab runner, and I'm going to I want to make this container up -d in daemon mode, and dash is going to build. Before you make this container up, simply build with our Docker file. So this is the command you need, and it's going to quickly build this particular container. So that is the powerful Docker Compose. Our container is up and running. If I do Docker exec into this container, so what we are now going to do, simply register. We are going to register to executor. One is going to be the shell, and the other is executor is going to be the Docker. So what is the difference? I will shortly show you. So for the registration, what you need to do, simply navigate to this same repo, and if I navigate back in the readme.md, you have to copy this command, right? Everything is already there, so you need to simply watch this video till end and follow these steps. So we are going to register, and we are going to copy this URL, or copy and paste it, or you can type it manually. So regarding the token, simply navigate to this section, settings, right? And this is the area. Okay, let me do that for you again. The settings section, and navigate to the CI/CD. In the CI/CD section, you will see the runners section. In the runners, we have these section, right? And simply copy this guy and paste it here. This is our token. I'm going to paste it. Description, I'm going to first of all create executor with shell. So let me do that again. So let me simply, because I've done typo there, so that's why I need to do this steps again. So let me do that. I'm going to call this shell. I'm going to use the tag shell, maintenance mode, leave it, press enter, select shell. right? Press, this is the one I'm talking, shell, and it is successfully done. So you see currently we don't have any green runners available. So if I navigate to this section and simply navigate back to the runner section, so you see this is now green and the tag which you are going to use shell. And what I've done, you see, enable share runners. I've simply disable it. You can enable it or disable it. I disable it. If you want to change the tag, you can simply change from here as well. So no issues with that. See, you can change the tags from here. So I'm going back to this section again in the runners. Now we are going to set up one more runner, right? Sorry, click the runner section. And if I navigate back to this section, simply register the section, register this, um, simply copy this guy, and we are going to register one more runner, and this time it's going to be the executor, uh, uh, going to be the Docker, right? So I'm going to show you that what is the difference between the shell and the Docker as well. I will cover all this in videos in my playlist, right? So I'm going to copy the same token again. So simply copy this guy and paste it here. And regarding the description, I'm going to give this Docker, and tag I'm going to give Docker because I've used this same tag in the pipeline. I'm going to cover this later. Regarding the maintenance mode, press enter, leave it, and press it. I'm going to press enter. So you will see that this is the Docker one. So I'm going to press enter here, and by default, I'm going to, let's say, use the Docker latest image by default, press enter. So if I navigate back to this section and refresh, you will not see the container in green state. I'm going to show you why. And we are going to make that particular guy green. And if I navigate to this section, run as simply expand it, you see. So for that, what we are going to do, let me install Nano. Let's first check. I think I forget to add Nano. So I'm going to add update -y and app install -y and nano, right? So let's do that. It's going to update and it is going to install this nano editor. We are going to cd into the etc GitLab runner section. So let's do that, etc GitLab runner. So you need to do that. So if I type nano config.toml, simply what I'm going to do, navigate to the section where we set up the Docker. If you navigate and scroll it down, so privilege is set to true, right? By default, it's set to false. Excuse me. So that is set to false. So what you need to do, so I'm not going to save it. So because this setting is set to true, by default, as I told you, it is set to false. So what we are going to do, if I do docker ps, I should be able to see all the container in my container GitLab runner. So I'm going to simply restart it. What it does, it's going to throw me back to the outside from this container, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm in the pwd in host machine. So if I do ls, you see this is our directories, and if I do refresh it, so hopefully this container should be in the green state. So uh, restarting a container is just like restarting the service. So you see we have two containers up and running. So that is it, guys, regarding this video. In the next video, I'm going to cover other steps what we need to do. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe the channel, and have a nice day.